As the villagers plotted their sinister deed, they cast Kiki into the depths of the evil forest close to their neighboring community Umonta, hoping that wild beasts and hunger would claim her life. As Kiki lay abandoned among the trees crying, a mystical presence stirred beneath the surface of a nearby river. It was Odra, the mermaid who dwelled both among. In a small African village once lived a peaceful and calm people. The village of Umuoma was a remarkable village and known for peacekeeping until the heart of men changed over the night. They started to conceive evil, and as day turns to night, the evil ones begins their evil manipulations. Beside the village of Umuoma is Umonta, another neighboring village that shared the same boundaries with Umuoma village. There lived a young woman named Kiki. She was a vibrant soul, with eyes that sparkled like the stars and a heart as big as the ocean. But behind her infectious laughter lay a tale of tragedy that would shape her destiny. Nkechi's story began on a fateful night 25 years ago, when she entered the world orphan before she even drew her first breath. Her parents, kind-hearted souls loved by all, had been poisoned by jealous villagers. The evil people of Umuoma poisoned them because of their prosperity. It was a cruel act born of envy, one that left Kiki an innocent victim of their malice. In the dead of night, as the villagers plotted their sinister deed, they cast Kiki into the depths of the evil forest close to their neighboring community Umonta, hoping that wild beasts and hunger would claim her life. But fate had other plans for the helpless infant. As Kiki lay abandoned among the trees crying, a mystical presence stirred beneath the surface of a nearby river. It was Odra, the mermaid who dwelled both among the living and in the depths of the ocean. Moved by compassion, Odra emerged from the waters and cradled the infant in her arms, vowing to protect her from harm. Under Odra's watchful gaze, Kiki thrived despite the odds stacked against her. She grew into a young woman of remarkable strength and beauty, her spirit unbroken by the trials of her past. But as she came of age, the truth of her parents' fate came to light, igniting a fire of vengeance within her heart. Driven by a desire for justice, Kiki resolved to confront the villagers who had robbed her of her family, the village of Umuoma. With steely determination, she devised a plan to infiltrate their midst and exact revenge in the most cunning of ways. Disguising herself as a traveling merchant's daughter, Kiki ventured into her parents' village, her eyes ablaze with determination. There, she caught the attention of the most handsome and wealthiest men, charming them with her wit and beauty. But little did they know, Kiki's intentions were far from good intentions. Kiki married first men of the village, and the wedding was one of the best in the village. But after 1 month, nobody knows or can trace their whereabouts both Kiki and her newly wedded husband. The next month Nkechi disguised and transformed herself to another beautiful young girl, capturing the heart of another young wealthy man in the village of Umuoma. And fast forward to the two lovebirds. The young man provided all the requirements and took her newly wedded wife home, but still the same tragedy happened again, which Nkechi also disappeared with the second man immediately after 1 month of the wedding. Ensnaring the village of Umuoma in her web of deceit, Nkechi and her husband's second vanished into the thin air, leaving behind only whispers of terror. In their wake was the talk of the town. But Nkechi's thirst for vengeance was far from quenched. With each disappearance, her resolve only grew stronger, her thirst for justice unyielding. And as the villagers trembled in fear of the mysterious bride who haunted their dreams, Nkechi plotted her next move, her eyes fixed on the ultimate prize, the downfall of those who had wronged her and the restoration of her family's honor. After the second disappearance of Nkechi and her second husband, the whole village of Umuoma went into mourning, and the family of the groom were shattered because their breadwinner has been taken away and had no trace. They searched and searched within the nook and crannies part of the village, even to the neighboring community. Neither their brother nor Nkechi was found, and within a short period of time they mourned their loved one and moved on. As Nkechi continued her quest for vengeance, her reputation spread far and wide, striking fear into the hearts of all who heard her name. But amidst the chaos she wrought, a seed of doubt began to germinate within her soul. With each marriage and disappearance, Nkechi couldn't help but be haunted by the echoes of her past, by the memories of the loving parents she had never known and the pain of their loss. Despite her burning desire for retribution, she couldn't shake the feeling that her path was leading her down a dark and lonely road. Ready for another vengeance, this time it took her 2 months before surfacing again, and with power bestowed on her by Odre the Queen Mother, Nkechi was able to change into more beautiful and charming damsel. Returning to the village of Umuoma, she met Chima, the latest millionaire in the village of Umuoma, whose father is one of the respected men and also had a chieftaincy title in Umuoma. Nkechi charmed him, ready for her usual mission. And within some days Chima proposed to Nkechi and was set to marry her, but when Nkechi was brought to Chima's family for proper introduction, she gave her usual excuses of how she lost her parents at tender age and how she was raised in orphanage home. But while narrating her story, Chima's father noticed unusual things, and in the night called his son to forget about Nkechi, coupled with tragedy that has happening in their village recently. Despite all that, Chima's father warned him not to marry Nkechi. Chima paid a deaf ear and still went ahead to pay Nkechi's diary to the strangers Nkechi presented to the villagers, and they all went ahead and fixed their wedding. It was another remarkable wedding in the village of Umuoma, and it reminded people of the same luxury weddings that took place months ago, that the bride vanished with the groom. Immediately after the wedding, Chima took his lovely wedded wife to his new home, not too far away from their family house. They lived happily. One fateful morning, as usual, Chima's younger brother went to Chima's house to see them but knocked about 10 minutes, and no one responded from inside. He then managed to break into their house but was shocked that the house was empty. He quickly rushed back to his family house and narrated what happened to their entire family members. While waiting in fear and disbelief, they decided to extend their patience till the next day and see if they will return. But as the news always flies, it has started to rumor around the village that the same tragedy has happened again, making it the fourth one in a row within 4 months. The next day, the whole family waited and could not see Chima and his wife, so they started to search for them, but all to no avail. And finally it occurred to them that the same evil woman has made away with their precious son. While the villagers and Chima's family were thrown into mourning, Nkechi on the other side assembled the 3 men she has revenged on inside a deep ocean where she was raised, and narrated to them the secret behind her wicked and cruel attitude. She told them none will see the surface of earth again, and she promised threatened for more revenge until each family in Umuma have a taste of their wicked and evil acts towards her late parents. While this was going on, Chima's father did not keep quiet, rather he went to meet his best friend Motsi Okeke. They both agreed to undertake on a journey to another village far from home where a powerful and strong native doctor dwelled.